About 6 months ago, I posted a video on unique evergreens for your gardens. That was middle of the summer, July. So I thought we'd get out middle of the winter, January 20th right now, and take a look, see how our evergreens are doing, see if they offer any winter interest. We'll start here with the European weeping larch. Now the larch native habitat is a very, very wet area, but these will also take it quite dry. Another unique feature is a golden yellow fall color. Look at that, even though it's not an evergreen, it drops its needles, considered a deciduous evergreen. It's still got a really cool look to it. I never thought of this as being a good winter interest plant, but I'm loving it. Look at that little snow cap on the top as well. That's something quite unique. But the weeping larch, cool plant. And right next to us here is the Dwarf Cedars, Colorado Blue Spruce. We're kind of reaching maximum size for this. It's considered to level out at about 6 feet. Once that hoarfrost starts melting off, that blue at certain times of the day is just fantastic. Some of the best winter interest, but man, this one's doing nice. The Colorado spruce are great to plant if you have deer problems. They tend to stay away from them. And this is just one of the hardiest spruce trees in our area, zone 2. And we're going to be talking about zone 3 and 4 plants today. This is a pyramidal Scotch Pine. Just planted it, so it's new to me. Should maintain a nice upright habit. This is another great one for deer presence. They'll tend to stay away from the pines. This is going to be a little bit more of a slow grower. This little Scotch pine is going to fit in here nicely. Just a tight little compact plant. You know, it's got that hoarfrost. We can brush some of that off. But this is a good narrow plant, and I tend to buy more of the narrow plants. Now I'm starting to kind of even run out of room where I can't always have a 30 or 40 foot wide tree, so you want to keep collecting plants. This one fits the bill quite nicely for that. I tell you what, we got clobbered with snow in November, chucking through about 18 inches of snow here, so we're going to have some nice moisture to start the season, that's for sure. This is Quebec weeping cedar, and this is one of my favorites in the yard. They've done great here so far. I kind of wish I would have trained it a little bit longer with some type of a rigid post to get it taller. And look at this setting here, huh? Beautiful. I almost hate to go through the snow, kind of ruins the whole effect. But the weeping cedar doing excellent here. We've got a buckeye off to the left. We did a video on some fall colors that shows the brilliant red of that prairie torch buckeye. And we're not going to move the camera from where it's at. We've got the Taylor junipers there too that we spoke about in that summer video. That Italian look. Look at that really nice, tight, upright, slender look. These can get about 25 feet tall. This one's probably about halfway there. But this snow, this hoarfrost, just incredible. Having a great time out here today. And we're coming up on our Taylor Sunburst. This is a favorite in the spring with that yellow foliage. And we've got Taylor's Sunburst Lodgepole pine. Look at that bright yellow new growth. That lasts for several weeks, maybe even up to about 6 weeks on certain springs. But that yellow is going to fade to kind of the more deep green, as you see on the inner branches there. But what a show in the spring. Quite honestly, I just can't believe how we can transition from winter settings like this into just in 6 months, how beautiful, lush, and green it'll be. What a miracle. This is weeping Norway spruce. It's not quite as full as I'd like it to be. We're getting a little bit of some dieback or needle cast in here. But overall, the plant's done pretty well here. Very unique form again with that weeping habit. And this one came around pretty good for us. When we looked at it about 6 months ago, it had some stress in there, kind of some yellowing, but I don't know, maybe it was just a winter event from the prior season. But it greened up, filled in just a little bit. This is coming in beautifully. This is one of the weeping blue Colorado spruces. Look at that shelf. I think it's about 8 feet long now. It just grew that way on its own, and now it's starting to drop down with that pendulous weeping habit. But this has become a favorite spot to take a photo as it's perfectly framed in. But the Colorado Blue weeping, there's a few different varieties out there. This one has just taken on a character of its own. And again, that's something we're looking for. Let these plants just showcase themselves and become unique in their own way. This is one of the dwarf Colorado Blue Spruces. It's getting a little bit beyond the dwarf category, but it grows mostly lower to the ground, broad, and does not get that height. Globose Colorado Spruce, brilliant blue color on this thing. This is Sherwood Compact bristlecone pine, just an excellent little small conifer for that tight little area. Here, this will be just fine, even though some of those lower branches are going to compress down. I feel pretty good that it's going to just pick itself right back up. Put some Christmas lights on, and then we got 2 feet of snow. Cord was buried underneath, so we never did get it lit up. Maybe we'll turn them on this spring. This is a great little small tree for the landscape. This is dwarf compressed Scotch pine. This is trained like this, these little balls like this, but they grow very, very slow. That way you can keep this unique looking bonsai type shape. We love this plant, just absolutely love it. Again, the challenge on this is going to be keeping those balls pruned back small enough. Eventually it just keeps growing. You can lose the effect, but we're sure enjoying this for now. And next to us down here, we've got Uncle Foggy jack pine. What a great name, Uncle Foggy. I just love it. But unique, just wild, go wherever you want, twisting type fashion. I'm pretty buried by the snow. We continue to have a lot of yellow needles on this, and I think it might be that we're in a little bit of a wet area here. The jack pine are going to take it incredibly dry, but it's hanging in there. We're looking forward to spring to see how this one comes out. Every year we like to try something unique in these tall metal planters that we have. This is a blue weeping Alaskan cedar. It's zone 5 plant, and we're zone 3 and 4 here. So I overwinter that artificially. I'll do another plug in one of the videos. We showed you how you can overwinter some of your non-hardy plants if you grow them in a container. Check out that video. I'll throw a link in the description. This is winter sun mugo pine. It's green now, but boy, you get into the fall, into winter, it's got a beautiful yellow needles. Look at that. Incredibly showy all through the winter. And if you look through that circle, way back in that corner, I got to huff through some snow now. There's a winter sun mugo pine, and it got taken down hard with that snow. Look at that, it's just collapsed it. I'm a little surprised by that. I thought they had a little bit more rigid stem. This is the first time our winter sun has been clobbered back in any winter event, so it's going to be interesting to see how it comes out of here. So it's probably going to rebound most of the way by itself. I'm looking for the natural form on this one. I haven't touched it with a shear, so most likely I'll even just leave it, even if it's not that perfect form, let it fill back in. It's a great way to observe and just learn what happens to the plants. Here's another one of the larches. This is Horstmans Recurve. Look at that distorted, twisting terminal, and also the lateral branches, how they'll just twist and distort. Very, very unique. That thing's interesting, isn't it? I hope the character shows up on the camera. And they don't have that evergreen interest, but I've taken a new appreciation just doing this video, looking at how that branch structure is. And the weeping white spruce. You know, one of my favorites. Nice tall spruce, tallest we've looked at today. And it's got that pendulous habit on the branches. Mostly grows straight up. It can kind of get a little bit of a curve to it. Look at that thing. There's just no describing the character, how majestic that tree is. When we did this video in the summer, I was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. They were just incredible. It was dusk. No mosquitoes today, January. Once again, look at that weeping white spruce. Just a beautiful, beautiful columnar selection with that pendulous weeping habit. Hey, if you live in the winter climates, get out and enjoy it. It's one of the seasons that'll open your eyes to a lot of different things. Thanks again for watching Garden Hike. We'll see you again next video.